Greetings, Goddess Body, Mind, Spirit community. This is your Goddess Guru, Tyra Omilade, here to share a word of inspiration with you on your path to self-realization and self-mastery. Today is April the 22nd, and it is one of my favorite days, Earth Day. So happy Earth Day to the great Mother Earth. And I just encourage you, if you aren't already doing things to help bring yourself more in harmony with the earth, to do so. Anyone that is saying they want to know about the Orisha, they want to be a part of Ifa. If you're not recycling, if you're not doing something to protect the water, you're missing an opportunity. That's one of the chief ways to work with the energy of Oshun, which is one of the energies I want to talk about just briefly today. You want to work with Oshun? Be in harmony with the earth. Do you want to work with the Orisha? You need to be in harmony with the earth. And one of the ways to be in harmony with the earth is to make sure you do everything you can to protect our earth mother. All right. So, we have to remember we are one with the earth. So happy Earth Day to, Pachamama, to Gaia. So I wanted to get on really quickly because I was thinking about Venus moving into Aries. And for me, that's exceedingly special. But just to talk about ways for us to understand what are we looking to be in harmony with right now. That's a way to understand, like, if you're really wanting to connect with Oshun, keep up with Venus. What is Venus doing? And the best way to understand it is if you know your time of birth, which I know some people do not know their time of birth, and I'm so sorry. I'm going to tell you an alternative, okay? But if you know your time of birth, put it into the a birth chart calculator. Astro.com is what I like the best. Cafe Astrology let me down one time, so I do not use Cafe Astrology. For me, Astro.com is the best. But, there's other ones out there. Anywho, put your information into the birth chart calculator. And you have to look for the house number that Venus is in based on the sign. So once you put it in, you have to find out where's Aries and what house is that for you. Okay, that you just look at that number. I use whole sign. So most of the time, Astro.com, for instance, is going to use Placidus, which means it's unequal. Like you could have 3 planets in Aries, say for instance, and they could be in 2 different houses. That's fine if that's what you want to use. I prefer whole sign. So you could just choose the house system, whole sign, if that's what you want to use. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. It all works. I'm not anti anything. It all tells some level of truth. So don't go get stressed out about if you have multiple house cusps, if a sign is divided between, don't worry about all that. Just look what house is Venus in? That number, that little slice of the pie, what is Venus in? And so for instance, if Aries is your first house, or Venus is in your first house in Aries, because that's what we're focused on right now. Venus is in Aries, and we're trying to figure out what do we need to bring more harmony to. That's what I want to really focus on, because Venus, who I see as Oshun, is about harmony. So where can you bring more harmony into your life? And for people where it is Venus is with the house, in the first house, you want to bring more harmony to yourself, to your body in general, just to your whole life. Anytime something is going on with the first house, it feeds into all areas of life. So you can just sort of look at your life in general, like, where can I bring more harmony? And then if it's in your second house, you may need to bring more harmony to what you value. Maybe what you say you value and what you focus on don't line up. You may need to bring more harmony to self-worth. You may need to bring more harmony into how you handle money, your approach to money. If Venus in Aries is it, and I'm talking about where Venus is today, not that natal Venus. I'm saying where's Venus today? This is going to give you some idea of something you could be working on today. She's going to be in Aries. Let's see here. Until the 15th of May. So this is good through the 15th of May. Excuse me. Yeah, just look at where Aries is. Let me say it that way. Look at where Aries is, because I'm trying to make this simple. Look at where Aries is. And so wherever Aries is, if it has, like, if it's divided, part of it is the first house, part of it is the second house, or part of it is the fifth house, and part of it is the sixth house. You got two areas of focus. Let's do it that way, okay? So look at your chart. Look at Aries. What house numbers are on Aries? Okay. So if it's the third house, it's about, you need to bring more harmony to your speech, to your mind. Maybe even bring some more harmony if you're learning things. You need to get in harmony with what you're learning. Maybe you haven't really connected with it. So because the third house has to do with all of those things. Also, if you're into social media or, just different business ventures, maybe you need to bring more harmony to your skills. Make your skills work together for the sake of your business. Or, bring more harmony to your social media presence. The third house is, y'all don't sleep on your third house. The third house can bring you a lot of good stuff business-wise, okay? But more than anything, let's just keep it simple. Bring more harmony to your If you have Aries, some part of a house of Aries is the fourth house. You want to bring more harmony to your home, to your family. It could be the edifice. It could be that y'all need to start getting along a little bit more, or maybe you need to get yourselves coordinated. Everybody's all over the place, and we need to bring some more harmony with how we're operating in terms of all these busy schedules. Or you need to be more in harmony with the ancestors. The fourth house has to do with the ancestors. If you have a house number 5 anywhere in Aries, then this means Venus until the 15th of May you need to bring more harmony to having fun, to your creativity. When it comes to your children, if you have children or the children in your life, you may not have children at home. You may not have given birth to your own children. But they're children in your life, and you want to bring more harmony in that way. And it may be that, you may be going out on dates. And so look for somebody who you sort of feel like, I feel harmonious with this person when I go out on dates, Look to know this is a good person to go out with because I feel more harmony. She's about relationships too. So if Aries is anywhere with house cups 5, you may be feeling like you want to go out on dates and hang out a little bit and just do fun things in general. You just need to have some more fun. Maybe you're out of harmony, you're not having enough fun. If it's the 6th house, then this is Aries. Your natal chart has Aries. The number 6 is in Aries. Then you need to bring more harmony to your body as well as to your daily schedule, and maybe even more harmony in the workplace. If there's a whole bunch of arguing going on, which it could be, if Aries is in the 6th house, you could have a workplace where folks go toe to toe, and y'all need to bring some Oshun up in there and have a little more harmony going on. Or just in general, you need more harmony when it comes to work. But definitely when it comes to working out, your health routines, just your daily routines in general, you need to harmonize this stuff. And that's something to think about. If you have Aries on the 7th house cusp, which would be definitely for Libra risings, or if your sun or moon is in a Libra, you will definitely want to be looking at having more harmony in your relationships, especially long-term committed marital type relationships, besties, also business partners. And if you're caught up in any kind of legal affairs, you got to go to court, something like that. What's the most harmonious thing you can do? What is the most harmonious thing you can do? in that situation. Ask Oshun to bring you her boon and bless whatever this legal affair, if you're caught up in that. That's for Aries that has a 7 house cusp, or 7, it's somewhere in the 7th house, okay? 8th house, you need to bring more harmony to your transformative processes. Maybe if you have a lot of loans, you need to bring some harmony when it comes to dealing with loans, debts, taxes. And that just might mean don't take out any more, pay off some before you take any more out. Or, maybe it's time for you to take out a loan to get an investment of some sort to bring more harmony to, a business venture. If you're managing other people's resources, then you want to maybe bring more harmony in how you do this thing, Don't make it hard. Harmony brings ease. Harmony is taking all these different pieces and making them make a beautiful song. So we're looking to how can we make a beautiful song out of what we're doing. If Aries, if the 9th house is somewhere in Aries in your chart, doesn't matter if it's divided between 2 houses. If you have 9 somewhere in Aries in your chart, then you're wanting to bring more harmony to your beliefs, how you're thinking. Maybe you don't know what you believe, or maybe you're sort of torn between the old and you're feeling, like you want to go into something new. There needs to be some harmony with that. You don't have to all the time give up the old to embrace the new. So how can you see that they probably are one and the same? Or maybe you need to do some traveling, connect with other cultures. That'll help bring some harmony into your life. If it's the 10th house, if Aries is on the 10th house, this would be for Cancer. Some things I just sort of know. I don't always know the rising sign when I'm saying it, but I do know for Cancer risings or Cancer sun and moon, Aries is going to be that 10th house. That's career. That's what we're known for. All right. And so maybe you need to bring more harmony to that. Maybe you're supposed to be presenting yourself confidently and with some strength, and you're not doing that. You're presenting yourself too meekly. Cancer, this is a rather introverted energy, and, this is the mama energy. But everybody knows if you got 10th house Aries, you ain't no punk. So, maybe you need to bring a little more harmony in that regard. Bring more harmony into your career goals, your career objectives, all that kind of stuff. If it's the 11th house, then you want to bring more harmony into your life so that you can achieve your goals. Actually, if you have Aries, the 9th house is somewhere in Aries, then this is also something to think about. You need to bring more harmony into your life so you can achieve your goals, or to see, are your goals harmonious with your inner spirit? Are they based on something that's out there, or are they really from an internal place? So that's something to think about. But also going back, if you have Aries somewhere with the 11th house, then it's also about bringing more harmony with your vibe tribe. If there's been some disharmony, you want to bring some harmony. You want to bring this is for everybody. This harmony is going to be feeling like passion. You're going to know I'm headed in the right direction because I feel passionate about what I'm doing. Okay. So to bring more harmony with friends means that you're feeling passionate with your friends, because the 11th house is about the ones that believe and see things a lot like you. You can work together to bring, towards a common goal, a common vision. And so this harmony will be feeling like we got this. We're charged up. We're ready to go. But definitely it's about gains also. So if you have Aries somewhere in the 11th house, you definitely can be looking at how can you bring more harmony in your life to be more gainful, to make more money, just to have more cha-ching. That's what the 11th house is going to bring. And if it's the 12th house, you want to be more in harmony spiritually. I would say eighth house, you definitely are looking for more spiritual harmony. If Aries has the eighth house somewhere in it, that one is definitely about transformation and spirituality and going deep. Okay. It's about shared resources too, bringing more harmony, shared resources. I'm sorry, I just jumped back to eighth house, but I just have to say this. So like people who are married, or, you're sharing resources in some kind of way, shared money. You're wanting to bring more harmony. Maybe there needs to be some talk about this money. And that eighth house is a deeply transformative and spiritual house. And so you're wanting to be in harmony with the transformation that you're being asked to make in your life. So going back to the 12th house, this is going to be for Tauruses, rising sun or moon. You're wanting to be more harmonious spiritually. You need to be more in harmony with your spiritual work, your spiritual practices. Allow the energy of Venus Oshun to help you to embrace a deeper level of passion for spirituality. You may not be sleeping a lot right now. Don't be frustrated with that, because I know Taurus is relaxing, take it easy kind of energy. But that will probably settle down once Mercury and Venus move out of Aries. Also, traveling and music can bring you more in harmony with yourself. It'll bring more harmony in your life overall. So where you feel disharmonious during this Aries season, Taurus, or anybody with 12th house somewhere in Aries, you just call on the music, call on the arts. And this is also, maybe because the 12th house has to do with imagination, you can be more harmonious with what you imagine, and seek to make sure that whatever you're imagining, you are going to it's what you want to manifest in your life, because what you think about is what you bring about. The last thing I will say is, for the 4th, the 8th, and the 12th houses, if you have Aries anywhere in one of those houses, this is also a good time for you to make a connection or be more in harmony with the unseen world. The 4th house has to do with the ancestors. The 8th house has to do with the occult. It's with the secrets that rule the universe. And it's, to me, the 8th house also is related to our guides, because to me, that's how I get the secrets. We get them from our guides, And the 12th house has to do with the ancestors, the guides, the whole unseen world. To me, it's the Ori world, It's everything beyond the physical reality. And so that is something else to think about. So I wanted to talk about, because I'm realizing more and more, if we understand these planets, where they are currently, then we can maximize this in our lives. If you do not know your time of birth, just use your sun. So just use your sun sign. Put in about like 5:30 a.m., 6 a.m., something like that. And you should see that the ascendant is your rising sign. And if you can see that the ascendant is your rising sign, then just use the house that Aries is in from that particular chart. If you don't put in a time of birth, you're not going to know. Okay? If you don't feel like doing all of that, then just think, where do you lack harmony in your life, where you need to up the passion? So that's a quick and dirty way of sort of looking at this. The last thing that I'll say is the sun is conjunct Uranus, I think today. And let's see here. The sun is at 3. Yeah, it's conjunct Uranus today, or something like that they've been saying. So just be open to something new and some sort of change. This is a once a year transit, and when a planet is conjunct the sun, a lot of times it's said that planet is like in council with the king. So it's a very special conjunction. I've heard some astrologers talk about this, not a lot, but it's definitely a special day to day. Uranus has to do with progress and advancement, moving forward, trying something new, being something different. This is very important for us at this time because we're being called to change. We're being called to upgrade ourselves. And every opportunity we get to do that, every time we get an opportunity to do that, we need to take it up. We need to take it up. And so we want to do it at the most auspicious time. And this is an auspicious time. You know, the sun is about leadership, and it's a very confident energy. It's not, let me not go too deep. It's a very confident energy. Uranus, hello, how are you, Tina? Uranus is about progress and change and freedom, you know? And it may not be anything big, but every time we take an opportunity to be progressive, to change, to try something new, it gives us the courage and the impetus to do it again. So I'm a creature of habit based on my chart. I need structure and day-to-day routines. If things change, it sort of throws me off. And the older I get, the more I'm like, my routines are my life. But the other day, I can't remember, it was something really small, and I had totally forgotten about this Sun conjunct Uranus. It's not even just one day, it's a period of days. So maybe starting yesterday through, let's say, Wednesday or so, that we can be feeling like, I want some change, I want something new, or I should try something new and different. And it was just something simple for me. I like going the same direction. I have a certain way of driving my car and turns that I make because I find that brings me the greatest ease. I get tired of all these crazy people driving. And so I find the least path of resistance, the path of least resistance. And the other day I said, you know what? I'm going to make this turn. Even though typically I don't make this turn, I just feel like I need to do something different. And then I was reminded of this transit. And so I thought, you know what? I have to make myself do things different. There's certain things I need to do day in and day out, spiritual practices. But even though some days it's like I have to add something new or different, you know? But there are some things that are like day in and day out, same. But I have to, because of how our brain operates, we have to craft and carve out new neural pathways. And because as we start making changes, the new neural pathways are created in our brains, and that will be able to take us in a new direction. If we just keep carving out the same neural pathways, that's how we get stuck in a rut. And so anytime something is going on with Uranus, we're wanting to make sure that we allow ourselves to have a new neural pathway to be carved out, to go in a whole new direction. Doesn't matter what our age is, nothing. We're all, if you're here and you're breathing, you have something new to try out, something new to do. You still have a purpose. And so, yeah, Uranus is working for all of us. And everyone has a chance to have a Uranus return. That's the last planet you can have a return on. Beyond that, Neptune and Pluto, forget about it. We all have an opportunity to get this Uranus return. And I tell you, folks think old folks are off the chain. There's a reason they're off the chain. If you get a Uranus return, you don't care what nobody thinks about you. So, yeah, I just wanted to get on and share these with you all today to help you maximize the energy of this time. Me talking about carving out new neural pathways and everything is Uranian. I was like, wow, I didn't even plan on saying that. Y'all, I see it's 8 o'clock. I must go and teach my little pre-K kids. I'm teaching Afro dance to the kids today. So I'm about to head out. Thank you all so much. I love y'all. Take care. Peace.